Ron DeSantis deserves some kind of trophy for this move. Sending the illegal immigrants from Florida, Texas, or otherwise to Martha's Vineyard has not only done right by them, sending them to a place that can accommodate them better and is quite beautiful, but it has exposed the hypocrisy of these deeply, deeply evil and psychotic people. Martha's Vineyard, what is it, over 80% Democrat or something like that? They vote for Joe Biden. They vote for these policies. They vote for open borders, and they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about the migrants, and they gloat in their mansions. Now, I know not every house in Martha's Vineyard is a mansion, but many of these people are well-off, well-to-do liberal types that are like, I think we should help the migrants. I'll vote for them to go to Texas. Yeah, well, guess what? Texas doesn't have the ability to help all of these people and maintain a constant influx, nor does New Mexico, Arizona, Florida. So how about we send these people to somewhere that can help them, like Martha's Vineyard? Hey, y'all voted for this. From The Independent, Migrant Crisis Live, DOJ asked to investigate DeSantis for kidnapping over Martha's Vineyard stunt. I gotta give a round of applause to Ron DeSantis. It's just so brilliant. Kidnapping, you say? Ron DeSantis kidnapped these migrants. Oh, no. Oh, wait, what's this? Biden administration resumes after dark migrant flights to airports outside of New York City. Well, that's strange. Joe Biden has been kidnapping migrant children. Yeah, he has. Sure. If that's the narrative you want to go with. Joe Biden, the Biden administration, has been using military flights to send illegal immigrant children around the country. The story's been reported far and wide over and over again, and not a single one of these hypocrite narcissists said anything about it. Not until, oh no, my summer vacation home has a migrant next to it. Absolutely incredible. So please, go after Ron DeSantis. But I tell you, I hope Ron DeSantis sends more people. I hope so. Because we can't just live in a country where these poor migrants are in states that can't accommodate them. It's that simple. These people are told to come up. They really are. You ask them, you see the interviews, and they're like, yeah, there's NGOs saying we should come up. And then they come to this country, and the Biden administration dumps them in Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Florida, and says, you deal with it. An invasion, as Carrie Lake said, and she wants to send the National Guard down to stop this. Okay, well, what do? Should we have these people sitting under a bridge? Or how about we send a small amount to Martha's Vineyard, which is very beautiful this time of year, and maybe these well-to-do liberal types can help. Yeah, they're not having it. They're saying it was a stunt, it was wrong, and they're freaking out. And we have this viral thread, Facebook messages, publicly available, mind you, of people expressing their opinions on how they are not too happy with what's going on. Yeah, many of these well-to-do liberal types are shocked and upset. Now, some of them are actually like, hey, we voted for this, let's do what we can. And the narrative you're getting from many of these outlets, because Democrats are freaking out over this, is that they're welcoming these migrants with open arms. No, they're not. They're preparing to ship them off to a military base area in Cape Cod. They're lying. Look at this from the Vineyard Gazette. Vineyard community rallies relief efforts to assist stranded migrants. Is that what they're doing? My understanding is that they're going to be sending them to a joint base Cape Cod, joint base Cape Cod, to shelter these migrants. Pedro L. Gonzalez says Republican Governor Charlie Baker wants to use joint base Cape Cod, located in pro-Trump Redoubt, as a hub for the illegals DeSantis sent to Martha's Vineyard. So Baker is considering moving illegals out of a place that voted 80% for Biden and putting them in a conservative area. Okay, I just think what they're doing, they're flooding conservative areas with illegal immigrants, as I think it's a political attack. Like, they're straining the resources of these areas to what? Just hurt them? Because certainly you can see how they respond. But let's look at this one. This one's really, really good. Smash that like button. Let's read. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis told a room full of GOP donors at a fundraising event about his plans to send migrants to places like Martha's Vineyard, days before elected officials in Massachusetts would receive 2 unannounced planes carrying 50 people from border communities. Only 50? I think Martha's Vineyard can accommodate way more than that. You see, go on Airbnb right now and you will see all of the beautiful homes that are available and empty. Oh, I've heard it so many times from my liberal friends. if we just put the homeless in houses, we have more empty houses than homeless people. And I'm like, okay, who's going to maintain those houses? But hey, if that's your policy, I leave it to you. Martha's Vineyard has got tons of summer rentals available right now. We're at the end of the season, but come winter, these houses are going to be empty. They're going to be empty. Hey, man, we can accommodate this. The Obamas got an 8-room mansion that can take care of, a third to a half of these people. No, I mean, for real. And if you think about the net worth of the Obamas, this is what blows my mind. Why don't they do it? I have some lefty friends. Well, I haven't talked to them in quite a bit, but I know some leftist liberal Hollywood types actually did open their doors to refugees and migrants. No joke. Hands down did. These are the evil people. Now, there are good regular people who actually believe in this stuff and will help. I've seen it. I've met them. But you can see here in the politics, Obama ain't going to do it, is he? Maybe he will, but I really doubt it. Quote, I do have this money. I want to be helpful. Maybe we will go to Texas and help. Maybe we'll send to Chicago, Hollywood, Martha's Vineyard. Who knows? Mr. DeSantis reportedly said. How about Beverly Hills? How about Bel Air? Texas Governor Greg Abbott's office said the White House is full of a bunch of hypocrites, led by the hypocrite in chief, who has been flying plane loads of migrants across the country and oftentimes in the cover of night. That's right. The statement came hours after the White House said Mr. Abbott and Florida Governor DeSantis' use of migrants to punish leaders of Democratic-led state and local governments is deeply alarming stunt that places innocent children in danger to score political points. They are claiming it's an emergency in New York because of the migrants, yet Biden has been sending them there. Remarkable. Meanwhile, the cabinet heads are expected to meet Friday morning with immigration driving the conversation, which will include litigation options to respond to GOP governors sending migrants north of the border to other parts of the country, Axios reported. Let me tell you, they will claim Vineyard community rallies relief efforts to assist stranded migrants. It's a lie. They're just trying to make it seem like they're actually doing good. These people are not doing good. Take a look at this viral thread. Thousands of retweets. One person says, what else do they need? Tom responds, they need housing. You have 2 summer rentals. Whoa, this is just the beginning. Here we go. Obama has room. Here's one post. One woman says, here's the thing. DeSantis absolutely can send refugees to Massachusetts, and we have services set up to help them and ease the stress on our border states. But without notice, he dumped them not in Boston, where support systems are in place, but in Martha's Vineyard, which has no existing services. In my opinion, it was a political stunt that shows DeSantis to be both calculatingly partisan and deeply cruel. Chris says, Obama has room. I'm sure he does, but that's not the point. No, it is the point. Services available. Bro, there's a bunch of really nice empty houses. You could do way more for these people in Martha's Vineyard than you could do in Boston. Here's one. This is heartbreaking. How sick is DeSantis to treat people like that? I don't know. Maybe we should ask the women in his state as he robs them of their bodily autonomy. Find them permanent housing? I'm sorry, but I thought there was a housing shortage here. There is. In Martha's Vineyard, even the doctors can't afford housing anymore. Yet if you go on Airbnb, what will you find? A bunch of summer rentals. Amazing. One person, Deborah, says, do you need anyone to help in the evenings? Where can clothing be given to them? Can we just come and give them nice clothing? I can respect that. There are people that are trying to help. There are some. Look at this. Here's a really great post. Sai says, we, who voted Democrat, promised our support for illegal immigration and supported a sanctuary state. Now the illegal immigrants are being transported to us because our votes agreed to support them. I can't understand how anyone can formulate a logical argument as to why we shouldn't receive these folks. The border states voted to not support open borders and illegal immigration, so it makes sense they would transport these folks to an area that welcomes them. What is the argument? Florida is doing the right thing and helping place these people where they are welcome. I don't understand the controversy. I love it. You got that one feminist author. I won't say her name. She goes, Ron DeSantis is so evil. Martha's Vineyard will welcome and accept these people with open arms. And it's like, then why is he evil? He sent people to a place that will welcome them with open arms. So you're calling him evil? These people are narcissistic, depraved, evil individuals. They don't like these immigrants. They just want you to pay the burden, you to suffer. And then as soon as it falls in their lap, it's kidnapping. Now, what Joe Biden did was different. Yeah, what Joe Biden did was trafficking children. One person says you will need to build government housing projects for those in need. Ooh, in Martha's Vineyard. Yeah. And there's some new members of the labor force to help. Yikes. I wonder how much they are paying for rent since they're hardly anywhere to stay. Martha's Vineyard will have to house them in hotels. That's what Texas has been doing. This is incredible. Look at this one. You do realize the Biden administration is shipping them to Florida. They aren't walking or swimming there. Biden would control the border like he is supposed to do instead of sticking the border states with them in Florida because he detests DeSantis. You wouldn't have the problem either. It's only fair the states that voted for Biden get punished. I don't think it's punishment. I'm not going to assume these people just hate all the migrants. I mean, they probably do. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? You voted for it. Let us help you out. Carol says, I can't believe they delivered these poor people to one of the most expensive places to live. Yeah. Maybe all of the people who can afford the most expensive places to live could assist these people. My heart goes out to them and to the islanders that will have to do some serious work here. The only good this is that at least, they will be treated with kindness on the island. Oh, amazing. And here it is. Heads up. They are all being brought to Camp Edwards. And there it is. There it is, my friends. They're going to be dropping these people off at Joint Base Cape Cod. Yeah, because they hate migrants. They do. There's no reason to believe that Texas can hold these people. In fact, we know that in Texas, I forgot the place it was, but they're under a bridge, sleeping under a bridge. And these people did not bat an eye. They didn't care. They voted for it again and again. And they'll vote for it again and again and again. And in the midterms, they'll vote for more of it because they're evil. Now, I'm not saying these people are all sitting around twirling their mustaches going, let's flood Texas with migrants. No, but I'll tell you what they are doing. They're going, I don't know what's happening in the world, but Biden sounds like the right guy to me. And then they vote for Joe Biden, and then Biden makes it worse. This is a stern wake-up call. Ron DeSantis deserves an award for this. I think these people are the banality of evil. They march along blind and ignorant as you suffer in a border state. So, Ron DeSantis sending the people to them is a splash of cold water in the face. Wake up. This is what you voted for, what you supported. Well, we can see here there is malice, there is evil, because then they just say, heavens, send the people to Boston. Cape Cod, you can't expect me to deal with this. These ultra-wealthy liberal types, with their summer vacation homes and Airbnbs and $10 million mansions, like the Obamas, for instance, they can't be bothered. You think DeSantis can bother me? We'll just put them on a plane and send them somewhere else. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're sending them to conservative areas because I think they are deeply evil people, just deeply, deeply evil people. Christina Pashaw tweeted, wow, this Martha's Vineyard Democrat doesn't seem very welcoming or progressive. We don't have housing for 50 immigrants. Don't the Obamas have a 10-bedroom mansion? I think it's 8, actually. She says Martha's Vineyard claims to be a sanctuary jurisdiction that welcomes illegal aliens. Most of those multi-million-dollar mansions are summer homes that are vacant most of the year. They can be used to house thousands of illegal immigrants. Time to walk the walk, Biden voters. Look at all of these properties that are for sale in Martha's Vineyard. Oh, it's just absolutely amazing. Take a look. 5 million, 2 million, 4 million, 7 million, 6 million, 6 million, 6 million, 3 million, 2 million, 3 million, 8 million. The list goes on and on. Now, of course, there are some cheaper properties. Christina just zoomed down the more expensive ones. You can find properties that are a couple $100,000 for sure. And there are much more wealthy areas. Here's an $18.5 million mansion. You know, I have to imagine that's going to be able to accommodate all of the migrants, all of them. You vote for it, you get it. Now, I understand, to be fair, not all of the people on Martha's Vineyard voted Democrat. 20% or so, I think, are voting Republican. So I don't want to publish some dude who is actively trying to resist the psychosis that is infecting this place. So if there's somebody who's got a mansion, they're rich, and they're like, no, I'm not voting for this stuff, I don't think it's fair to target them. And some of these properties might belong to more conservative or moderate-leaning individuals who are trying to stop this insanity. But for the time being, Martha's Vineyard will reap what it has sown. Chris Levitt says, use bunks like barracks. With the size of those rooms, easily fit 50 people per room. Comfortably. Lean in, Dems, you got this. Christina says, it would still be more humane than the cages Obama built at the border. Cindy Flanders says, you don't understand. Our community has a severe housing crisis. No available housing or affordable housing. Families are leaving the island because they can't find housing. Workers take the boat from Cape every morning to go work in the trades. Yes. Yet look at all these Airbnbs, baby. Oh, it's just absolutely wonderful. Look at all that empty space. Not to mention the houses that are for sale. Now, I understand they may be for sale and people may be living in them, but the Airbnbs sure do make it apparent. How about this? The local government in Martha's Vineyard can pay for these Airbnbs and the security deposits and have these wonderful migrants stay there as long as possible. Is it really that difficult for all of you? Is it? I don't know. From Jimmy Petronas, no one would have cared if Ron DeSantis sent the illegal immigrants to Missouri. It's because Martha's Vineyard is sacred territory for the left. Major media types think we'll see Sunday show hosts describe in great detail what Martha's Vineyard is like, and it'll be telling. Jacob Lupfer responds, this is such a pathetic lie. If they took desperate, vulnerable people and lied to them about flying to Kansas City to get work permits, then dumped them off in Branson, the response would have been exactly the same, and you know it. Debate border and immigration policy, but why lie? Jacob, I would like to introduce you to Google, because if you Googled it, you'd learn that many of these migrants were told by Democrat and left-leaning NGOs that the borders were open and if they come to Texas, jobs will be waiting for them, which was not true. The Biden administration then shuffled them off in boats and planes and buses to New York and Florida and other places. And y'all said nothing because I think these people are reactionary zealots. That's it. They sit back. They ignore the world. They just want to watch it all burn. I'll give you the best example of these people being a cult. They go, climate change is a very serious problem. We have carbon emissions destroying our environment. And I go, hey, nuclear energy has an excellent return on energy invested, and it's completely green. No, we can't do nuclear. Nuclear is bad. Let's shut down our nuclear plants. And you're, why are you doing that? Why are you making things actively worse? It's because, okay, you have politicians that lie. Scary, scary, nuclear, radiation, bad for the environment. And so they come out and they go, nuclear power is scary and dangerous. And they go, yay. Coal is also scary and dangerous. Yay. We're going to ban them both. And then the grid collapses. And then people are like, why don't I have electricity? It's because you voted against both sources of it. We're going to do wind power and solar power. And then they're like, yay. And then there's no wind. And then it gets cloudy and there's no batteries to store the energy. And then you get someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene and she goes, when there's no sun, you have no current. And I like having lights on at night. And then everyone laughs. They're like, hey, she's so dumb. She thinks solar power doesn't work at night. It doesn't. Solar power doesn't work at night for obvious reasons. And we don't have the batteries to maintain the current. Like, they don't understand this. When the sun hits the photovoltaic cells, then it charges up batteries, right? Well, here's how it works. A couple ways. You have molten salt solar reactors. I don't think of the reactors, solar plants. There you go. And these are, I've seen them. They're really cool. I think I was in Nevada. And you have a big array of mirrors. And the computer program aims all of those mirrors to redirect sunlight right at this big vat, superheating it like death rays reflecting the sun. That, I believe, it melts salts. So it boils water, creating steam pressure, which spins a turbine. The spinning turbine, it's a big magnet, by the way, creates a electrical current in copper wires. I think they use copper. And that current comes into your machines, computers, and energy is used to run your items, your appliances. That's one way to do it. Another way is photovoltaic cells. When the photon hits the cell, it basically knocks it. The energy goes in, hits an electron, causing it to move, creating electric current. You get enough of these, and the current will flow. Now, at night when there's no sun, how do you heat the vat? Well, this is interesting. The molten salts can remain hot. That's really cool, and keep the steam heat going, but it's not that great. If it's rainy or cloudy, then you can't get the heat buildup. What about photovoltaic? Doesn't work. What you need is a massive array of batteries so that they overcharge, and then throughout the night, the batteries maintain that current. We currently do not have technology. And also, batteries of that size and proportion would require insane amounts of like rare earths and things like that. And it would be largely polluting to the environment. Okay. My point is, they vote for both the destruction. They vote for problems. Probably then so they can do this. Now they're going, did you hear how evil Ron DeSantis was? And it's like, why? Because he did what Biden is doing? Ah. But these people are going to go, what are you talking about? Biden's not doing this. You're wrong. Because they don't know. It's the banality of evil. A bunch of crazy zealots marching in lockstep, voting with cult leaders who just tell them to burn it all down. And we're left holding the bag. Until along comes a man, Ron DeSantis, and he says, I'm going to send 50 of them on a plane to your town. And then they all lose their minds. 50 people. Just 50. And the machine is shattering. Just 50. Meanwhile, you have 1 million plus at the border already. And those are the ones we know about. But 50 people. Ron, I implore you, please do more of this. Send these people to places that believe in helping them for one simple reason. These lunatics can complain all day and night. But the reality, it's before our eyes. It's simple. The border states can't handle it. But Democrats have been begging sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, saying we can help these people. Well, okay, let's do it. We'll work together. Send the migrants to these places. Please, especially Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.